greatest masters are disappearing. I fear this is the work of Lord Shen, who is a...
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
The journey of Po continues in Kung Fu Panda 2, where the young panda who once struggled with self-doubt now faces challenges that test not only his martial arts skills but also the strength of his heart and mind. Having embraced his role as the Dragon Warrior, Po now leads the Furious Five alongside him, balancing the responsibilities of defending the Valley of Peace with his ongoing quest for personal growth. The story opens with a sense of harmony, showing how the characters have evolved since Po's initial adventures. However, beneath this peaceful facade, a dark force is rising, threatening not just the valley, but the very foundation of Kung Fu itself. The movie begins by reminding audiences that true mastery is not about physical strength alone, but about understanding oneself, confronting the past, and finding inner peace. The antagonist in this chapter, Lord Shen, is a peacock whose intelligence, ambition, and ruthlessness make him one of the most formidable threats Po has faced. Unlike previous villains, Shen's menace is strategic rather than purely physical, as he devises a plan to conquer China using advanced weaponry that could render Kung Fu obsolete. Updates surrounding the story emphasize Shen's tragic backstory, revealing that his obsession with power stems from a fear of prophecy and a desire to control his destiny. This adds layers of complexity to his character, making him more than a simple villain and highlighting themes of fear, ambition, and the consequences of choices driven by insecurity. His presence immediately elevates the stakes, forcing Po and his friends to confront challenges that extend beyond combat into the realm of emotional and moral growth. As Po confronts this new threat, he is forced to face his own past, uncovering truths about his origins that have long been shrouded in mystery. Updates indicate that Po's journey is as much about self-discovery as it is about stopping Shen. Through flashbacks and encounters with wise mentors, Po learns about the circumstances that led to his being abandoned as a child, and how his past connects to the broader events unfolding in China. These revelations challenge Po's understanding of identity, family, and purpose, emphasizing that true strength arises from acceptance, forgiveness, and understanding one's place in the world. His internal journey is intricately woven with the external conflict, making the story emotionally resonant while maintaining high-stakes adventure. The Furious Five continue to provide both support and contrast to Po's personal development. Each member, tigress, monkey, mantis, viper, and crane, has evolved alongside Po, mastering new techniques while contributing their unique perspectives to the group. Updates suggest that their individual subplots are expanded, showing how each of them grapples with personal challenges, doubts, and aspirations. Their interactions with Po highlight the importance of teamwork, trust, and mentorship, reinforcing the narrative's message that success and resilience are rooted in connection and collaboration rather than individual prowess alone. These dynamics add depth, humor, and emotional complexity to the film. Action sequences are a central highlight of Kung Fu Panda 2, with battles that are choreographed to be visually stunning while reflecting character growth and thematic resonance. Po's fighting style continues to evolve, integrating lessons learned from his mentors, experiences, and personal insights. Updates indicate that the sequences against Shen's army and mechanized weaponry push Po to apply not only his strength but also his creativity, adaptability, and understanding of Qi. The film blends humor, high-energy combat, and strategic problem-solving to create fights that are both exhilarating and emotionally meaningful, showing that every punch, kick, and maneuver carries narrative significance. Qi, the mystical energy that flows through all living beings, becomes a crucial theme and plot device in this movie. Updates suggest that Po's journey involves learning to harness Qi not simply as a weapon, but as a path to enlightenment, inner balance, and the ability to overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. This spiritual dimension elevates the story beyond typical action-adventure tropes, emphasizing that mastery of Kung Fu is as much about mental and emotional discipline as physical skill. Po's struggle to understand and channel Qi parallels his quest to reconcile with his past, making the action sequences deeply intertwined with personal growth and thematic depth. The antagonist's forces, a combination of trained wolves and advanced weaponry, provide a unique contrast to the traditional kung fu skills of Po and the Furious. 5. Updates highlight how this clash between mechanical innovation and spiritual martial arts serves as a metaphor for progress versus tradition, fear versus courage, and control versus acceptance. The narrative explores how true power lies not in domination but in understanding, compassion, and harmony, offering an underlying philosophical layer that complements the visual spectacle and humor. Emotional stakes are intensified through Po's relationships with mentors and allies. Shifu, his wise master, continues to provide guidance, combining tough love with profound insight into Po's potential. Updates suggest that their dynamic deepens as Po learns not only to trust in his abilities, but also to embrace patience, understanding, and humility. Other supporting characters, including Mr. Ping, Po's adoptive father, contribute warmth, grounding the story in familial love and the enduring bonds that shape identity. These relationships provide moments of tenderness and humor that balance the high-intensity action and dramatic tension. The narrative also explores the broader consequences of Shen's ambition, showing how his actions ripple across communities and disrupt the natural order. Villages are threatened, traditions challenged, and the spiritual balance of the world is at risk. Updates indicate that the story emphasizes collective resilience, showing how ordinary individuals, guided by courage and unity, can contribute meaningfully to the larger struggle. These moments highlight the film's message that heroism is not limited to warriors, but is a quality that can manifest in everyone who chooses to act with integrity and courage. Visual storytelling is a hallmark of Kung Fu Panda 2, with vibrant landscapes, detailed character animation, and carefully crafted environments that enhance both narrative and emotional impact. Updates indicate that the filmmakers continue to push boundaries in creating a cinematic world that is both fantastical and grounded. From lush bamboo forests to intricately designed palaces and shadowy enemy fortresses, each setting conveys mood, theme, and narrative context. The animation supports storytelling, ensuring that visual cues reinforce character development, thematic resonance, and emotional stakes. Humor remains a core component, balancing dramatic tension with lightness and levity. Po's clumsy charm, witty observations, and playful interactions with his friends provide consistent comic relief without undermining the narrative. Updates suggest that humor is carefully integrated with action and character growth, making it an organic part of the storytelling rather than a distraction. The interplay between humor and high-stakes adventure ensures that the film appeals to audiences of all ages. Combining entertainment with meaningful thematic content, the climax of the film is a masterful convergence of action, emotion, and philosophical resolution. Po confronts Shen in a dramatic showdown that tests everything he has learned about Kung Fu, Qi, and himself. Updates highlight that the battle is not simply a physical confrontation but a culmination of Po's internal journey, where understanding, acceptance, and inner peace become essential to victory. The sequences combine stunning choreography, emotional resonance, and visual spectacle, resulting in a climax that is both thrilling and deeply satisfying. Shen's defeat is as much about Po's personal growth as it is about martial skill, emphasizing the story's message that true strength lies in harmony. Understanding and courage, resolution and closure are carefully balanced, showing the restoration of peace and the continued growth of the characters. Updates indicate that Po's acceptance of his past, mastery of Qi, and strengthened relationships with mentors and friends solidify his place as the Dragon Warrior. The Furious Five are celebrated for their contributions, and the community is restored to harmony, reinforcing the themes of unity, resilience, and hope. The narrative leaves room for further adventures while providing a sense of emotional and thematic satisfaction, ensuring that audiences feel the weight of the journey alongside its triumphs. Themes of identity, family, courage, and inner balance remain central throughout the story. Kung Fu Panda 2 emphasizes that personal growth is an ongoing process, shaped by experience, reflection, and the willingness to confront one's fears. Updates suggest that the film's philosophical underpinnings are subtly integrated, enhancing the depth of storytelling without compromising accessibility or entertainment. The narrative demonstrates that mastery, whether in martial arts or life, requires understanding oneself, embracing others, and acting with integrity and courage. Music and sound design further enrich the cinematic experience, blending traditional Chinese instrumentation with dynamic scoring that accentuates action, emotion, and humor. Updates highlight how musical cues are used to heighten tension during battles, underscore Poe's emotional journey, and celebrate moments of triumph. Sound design complements animation, choreography, and thematic elements, creating a cohesive sensory experience that immerses viewers in the world of Kung Fu.